Welcome to my channel, Tiny Table Tarot. I'm Jay, and we're going to do an all signs love bonus. And we're just going to check on the new person or the person coming towards you. Let's get started. Aries. Aries. Okay, so I'm not sure if this person likes sweets or something like that, but I'm also getting they may be a coffee lover. They could like tiramisu. I know, weird things to say. But these could be certain characteristics or certain traits, likes, things like that. So let's see. Ooh, Knight of Cups. Aye, the devil. Okay, so I kind of get the feeling that this person is a romantic, very much a romantic, Aries. So I do feel like they will be quite charming, or they are quite charming. They could be very intuitive as well, but they could be also slightly possessive. This is a person who likes to work a lot. So they may always be on the go. They may always, either they're going to be working or they're going to be spending time with you. That's the type of person this is. But again, they may be very possessive, okay? So I get the feeling that this person has this, if they're romanticizing you, if they're loving on you, they mean that. Because this person will, they don't give me toxic vibes, but they do give me very watchful vibes. So if you guys are out and about, they may like that people notice you guys. They may like that people like you. You may see that people are watching them, but their eyes are always keen to everyone around you guys. So who's watching my Aries? Who's looking at my Aries? You know what I mean? So I get this feeling that this person is like very attentive, but somewhat possessive and protective as well. Could be an earth sign or a water sign. So I would say a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So let's see what else. Sometimes they can be a bit of a selfish lover if they get into some sort of stubborn mood or something like that. I'm going to tell you everything. Look, the good, the bad, you know what I mean? So I don't really feel like this person is a bad person at all. I really do feel like they're romantic. They may be a hopeless romantic, very intuitive. So they'll be able to do things for you and pick up on things that you may want without you telling them. Very hard worker. They may be inclined to, their love language may be gift giving as well. So in the past, they did have a situation where they overly gave to someone, and that makes them a slightly stingy lover at this point in time. It's not that they are stingy, but it just feels as though they tend to snap back to reality and say, oh, if I'm overly giving, if I'm overly being romantic, this happened to me in the past, so let me slightly pull back. So I do kind of feel like, this person is a little bit jaded, a little bit scarred. That also may be why they're slightly possessive and watchful and things like that. But overall, this person is a really hard worker. They're a hopeless romantic. If you guys can establish some sort of trust between the two of you, this relationship will work out very well. Yeah. As long as they see that they can trust you, it's going to be fine. All right, Aries? All right, give me some smooches. that has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see ya. Taurus. Taurus. Let's take a look at this new person or the person coming towards you. All right, let's see. Something about either oranges or the color orange. They could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, emphasis on the Leo. All right, let's see. Oh, Page of Wands. We have fire coming out already. Let me see how this is actually looking because I don't know where I'm putting these cards. All right. I think that should be fine. So a Page of Wands, this person could be very impulsive, very inquisitive. I also feel as though they could be a little bit, what is the word I'm trying to find? I'm just going to lay out the cards while I'm trying to think of the word. It's a certain word. Competitive. They might be a little bit competitive. Especially for your time and attention. They work very hard, but they like to play equally as hard. They might like to go out and about. So after a hard day's work or something like that, this person, they tend to want to like take a short distance travel. Maybe they go to a bar. Maybe they go to a restaurant after. Something to, you know, unwind. And it doesn't have to be a bar or a restaurant. This could be they go golfing. They, you know what I mean? It's just something after work that I don't feel like this person just goes straight home. I feel like they have the energy to do something after work, but it is in regards to unwinding. They could also have earth in their chart, so they can be a fire sign with earth in their chart, and meaning rising or moon, or vice versa. They can be an earth with fire in their chart. But I definitely feel like this person is a hard worker. Now, what I would say is that this person is fairly stable in terms of financial freedom, in terms of, you know, having things for themselves. But they could come across as being broke. Look at that, the Two of Pentacles. They can come across as being broke because they're very like frugal with their money. I don't know how to explain it really because I'm going to try my best, obviously. They're tight-fisted. That's what it is. They're very tight-fisted with their funds. And I guess it's because of their recreational spending or something like that. But they also could have had an issue with it in the past. Initially speaking, this might be a relationship where you split things. You know what I mean? They may want to see you contribute, or they may want to just do things on the more frugal or cheaper side. Now, I'm using the word cheap very loosely because it's not cheap. You get what I'm saying? This is something like, instead of going to a huge romantic dinner or something flashy, they opt to go to the movies instead. You know what I mean? They may be also slow to respond or open up towards you. Yeah. A lot of people may have tried to ask this person for money in the past, or they could also be a person who have a tendency to help people. So they try to be mindful of their finances, but they're gaining some sort of clarity over this. They'll give to the right person. They'll definitely give to the right person, but they still want it to be fair. They still may want to be, you know, if you are a feminine or masculine, whatever, just, you know, put it where you, whatever, right? It feels like they would be like, well, if I'm the masculine, I'll do 60 and you do 40 if you're the feminine. You know what I mean? Like they kind of want it to still balance out in a way that makes it seem like, okay, I'm not doing this breaking my back for nothing. They loved to move, and they like to make moves that's potentially going to make them money, so they could always be looking at some sort of new opportunity. They may have like an entrepreneurial spirit. They could have a lot of friends that they invest with, or friends that are entrepreneurs or something like that. What I would say about this individual is that they work hard and they play hard. They have a lot of energy. That's what I would say about this person. They have a lot of energy. And again, they long distance travel, short distance travel. It feels like after a nice day of work, they want to unwind and go somewhere or do something. This really doesn't seem like a couch potato type of a person, or a person who just goes straight home and, you know, settles in. They have this energy about them that's like go go go. And a lot of it pertains to either unwinding or work, or hanging out with friends who are working or unwinding. So I mean, this person is fairly simple once you get to know them. There's not a lot to them. There's not a lot to them. If you are like, you know that they had a hard day at work or anything like that, you'll be like, well, let's go out, let's do something. And then you say something like, not anything extravagant, let's just, take a drive to the beach, or let's, just grab a quick movie, my treat. This person is going to melt, okay? They will melt. So yeah, this is I like them. I like them because they it is what it is with this person. There's no hidden agenda. They're like if this is a masculine, they're a meat and potatoes type of guy. Or if this is a female, she's like, I just want to go out. I just want to do something. You know what I mean? It's really no twist and turns with this person. So yeah. And again, they could be a fire sign with earth in their chart, or an earth sign with fire in their chart. All right? All right, babes. Give me some smooches. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see ya. Gemini. Gemini. Let's see. So let's find out about this new person or the person coming towards you. They may like purple. They also may have, this is not going to be for everyone, but they may have a child. Ooh, let me get the rest of the cards first. Okay, so wow, I like this energy. Whoa. Okay, I think this person may have a child. Look at the card at the bottom. So they definitely may have a child. The child's favorite movie might be The Purple Crayon or something like that. Maybe your child's favorite is The Purple Crayon. But it's something about color, that color. I'm also picking up that they could have some sort of, they might be a little bit on the bougie side, and not in a negative way. Because I didn't necessarily want to use the word regal or, royalty, because it doesn't give that type of energy. It just feels as though they like the finer things, or they like nice things. They don't just do the average thing that everyone does. They like organic things, or they make sure that, they're conscious of their health and their body and things like that. They're very loving, but they love based off of intuition. So if they feel something is right, that's how they go with it. They make their decisions based off of how things fall into alignment. So this could be, well, how does my kids like them, or how does my family like them, or how do they fit with my work schedule, my schedule, how do I fit with theirs? So this person is very mindful, right? They have a lot of, I don't know, they could be another Gemini, a Virgo, or an Aquarius, with water as like a rising or a moon. Yeah, look at that, Virgo. Yeah, again, so the way that this person they don't make decisions lightly, because if they're going to spend time with you, they want it to be substantial. They don't want, to have, I don't know, this person is not into casual affairs or casual acquaintances. They really want something that's going to be long term, because they have a lot of stuff going on for themselves. And again, family, excuse me, whether they have children or not, family is a big priority in this person's life. Sagittarius could also be significant. I would say with this person, if you do want things to move fairly quickly, a lot of decisiveness is going to be something that helps it flow. This person, they don't do well with iffy situations, rescheduling, not knowing what you want to do, not knowing something. It just feels like it gives them, I want to say, hold on, let me get some water. It gives them the heebie-jeebies almost, because it makes them feel like, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if this is something that I want to do, because they don't know. You know what I mean? So what I would say is, have a decisive nature about you, make firm decisions, know exactly what you want, and this will move fairly quickly. Now, what I do want to say here is that it may take a little bit of time for things to come together. I don't feel like this person is going to commit right off the bat. Okay, so that is something that you may want to know. It feels like that should be said, because I don't really know if this person would want to commit straight just like that, because they have some sort of hesitation. And again, they use their intuition. So this is not going to be cut and dry type of a situation. This is really on this whether or not, hold on, this is going to be intuitive. So those games that you play, and it's like when you make this decision, then you make that decision, then you make this decision. That's the way this is gonna kind of be set up. So again, I would say decisiveness. This person is a big family person. They're not going to commit right off the bat. could take a little bit of time for this to come together, but this is because they use their intuition a lot and based off of past situations. An Aquarius could be significant, Virgo, Sagittarius. Overall, I would say this is a good person to link to, but this is more of a we are friends first, then we became lovers, instead of the other way around, okay? All right, babes, give me some smooches. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and I'll see ya. Cancer. Cancerian. All right, let's see this new person or the person coming towards you. Something about art. Either they like art, they like to draw. They can be ambidextrous. They may just have artistic flair. Maybe it's the way they express themselves in how they dress, how they communicate. They may just be a little bit different than the norm or average person because of their artistic flair. Ooh, not the strong silent type. Oh, okay. So what I would say about this individual, they could be a Taurus, they could be a Virgo. This is the type of person, maybe even let's say Taurus, Virgo, Libra. Gemini. Those signs, yeah. Because it feels like this, you won't know that this person likes you until you know they like you. I don't know, this person gives me the feeling that they're not big on expressing themselves, even though they love tremendously. They won't tell you that. They could have a problem with expressing themselves. They could have a problem with opening up emotionally, being vulnerable, something along those lines. But when they do open up, this is going to be a relationship that they want more than just a date or two, or they want something substantial. You know, they want it to lead to either a long-term relationship or marriage. So let's see. Once you do get this person to speak, you honestly won't get them to stop. So they may be very introverted or reserved. They don't have to be an introvert, but they could just be very quiet, you know. But once you get them to open up, then you just can't get them to stop, because they're going to tell you everything that's on their mind, everything that they've been thinking of, their wishes, their dreams. Yeah, Virgo. And the reason why they are on the quiet side or more on the reserve side is because opening up in the past may have been something that bit them in the butt. It doesn't, it bit them in the butt. Maybe they overly expressed themselves, or maybe they, you know, opened up and felt embarrassed about it. There was a situation tied to them expressing themselves or opening up, and it kind of went left. So each person that they do meet, they're a little bit cautious in divulging information and things like that. But again, once you establish trust with this person, they are like, you can't get them to stop talking. So they could definitely be, you know, a Virgo or a Gemini. They may have a slightly, I don't know how to explain this, but I mean, I know how to explain it, but I don't know. They may have some sort of like law dealings. Yeah, like a little bit of a law type of a situation. Maybe they're in law. I don't know, but it kind of feels like they, you know, or maybe they do like things that aren't so legal in your city, your state, your town. But nothing that would, you know, nothing substantial. This is like misdemeanor type things. I wouldn't say felony, you know. Some of the things that if you do get them to open up, some of the things that they are going to express to you, it could, depending on the person you are, this could take you back. This could take you like, whoa, wow. Because they don't have small dreams. They don't have small things that they want to talk about. This is the type of person who kind of knows what they want their wedding to look like, or when they do meet somebody and they feel interested in them, they imagine what the kids will look like if you are in those ages of having kids. You know what I mean? Like this person, and I think that's the reason why they don't choose to share this, because they may have like a huge imagination, or again, they think a lot. Yeah, so I don't know. They're going to pick and choose what they want to say, especially in regards to if they do want to have a family, if they did picture you guys as children, how they would look or something like that, or how your blended families would go together. Yeah, this person is very much a lover. But if they don't get the response that they imagined, they kind of shut down. Yeah. And again, they're a little bit artistic. I feel like this person is so they're just a little bit different. So you also have to take that into account. And I feel like I don't want to say this contradicting statement, but the way they grew up, it was slightly traditional, but there's something about it that wasn't. So maybe in their household, their family had, they were very traditional, but like they expressed themselves wholeheartedly growing up. So they didn't necessarily go with everything or everyone. And that could have also stemmed or been a link to expressing oneself, something like that. But overall, I do feel like this will be a very good person to link up with. They have big future plans for the two of you. Some of it may be a little bit startling. But I would say if you do like this person, give them grace. Try to listen to what they're saying without any judgment, because it can always be adjusted. It's not to say that because they know exactly what dress and shoe or what tux and what tie they want on their wedding day and where they want it at the destination, it doesn't mean that it can't be adjusted. It's just a thought that they were having, and it plays into the fantasies that they like. All right, babes, give me some smooches. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and I'll see ya. Leo. So let's take a look at this new person or the person coming towards you. All right. So they like barbecue. They barbecue or like barbecue stuff. Or they like, I don't know, something about the grilled flavor maybe. Maybe they're a grill master, or they think they are. They could be fond of picnics or family reunion things. Stuff that you can gather around the fire. Even if this isn't outdoors or with families, maybe they have a fireplace or something like that. Fire pit. Okay. So this person is a little bit mysterious, okay? You never know what you're going to get with this one. You never know what you're going to get with this one. And they're always changing their minds. Always changing their minds. They could be a Libra, Virgo, Gemini. But they're more than willing to work with you. They work very well with others. They do well with participating and stuff like that. But if you ask them what they want to do, they probably won't know. So what I would say about this individual is, if they are on that indecisive side, come up with different scenarios, or if you want to go somewhere, come up with something and see if they want to do that. You know what I mean? Instead of asking them what they want to do, because this can cause, friction between people or in relationships when somebody's a little bit indecisive. So to mitigate or to eliminate that issue, if you already know that this person is going to be like that, they're going to be a little bit fickle, try to give them options beforehand, instead of having them draw from a blank canvas. All right, so let's see. They may also be in a weird type of, I guess, phase in their life. Maybe they're transitioning from one home to another, one job to another, or there is just something going on where they have to adapt to a new lifestyle or adapt to a new way of doing things. It could have something to do with either family or work. They also fear that work, them changing jobs or changing homes or things with the family, they fear that this could interfere with the situation or interfere with the relationship. And that could be one of the reasons why they're so indecisive or fickle with making a decision. And it's not because they don't know, but it's because of the circumstances that's going on in their life. They could be quite popular too. And they don't want to tell you about the things that's going on. So right off the bat, if you do see them kind of acting a little fickle, a little indecisive, and you're like, well, I don't understand what the heck is wrong with you. Like, I'm trying to see if we want to do something. I'm trying to see if we want to go somewhere. But they'll come across as just, maybe shutting down or just kind of turning inward, because they don't necessarily either want you to know that they're trying to find a new job or trying to find a new home or having family issues or there's some sort of drama going on in their life. So they're not ready to open up about that, or they keep some things to themselves, which adds a layer of what is going on with this situation. But really, it's just outside forces or outside circumstances that's contributing to this. But again, they're very, very willing to work with you. This person won't be an issue when it comes to collaborating, or when you do say, well, do you want to go out for X, Y, and Z? Do you want to go to the movies? Do you want to go have some food or something? They'll say, yeah, if they have the time and things like that. If nothing is going on, they'll definitely want to go. So when you are together, you feel as though, wow, this is coming together great. This is, I'm loving this. But when there are things going on in their life, that's when it starts to get, well, what the F? I feel like this person is slightly prideful too. And it's going to be slow. It's going to be very slow at getting this situation off the ground, depending on how fast they are able to take care of the things that they need to take care of in their personal life. They may also be a person who doesn't like to ask for help. And it might not be, because they don't want to ask for help. This might just be an emotional subject. You know what I mean? Certain people don't want to talk about not having a job, or don't want to talk about, family problems or court cases or issues like that. You know what I mean? So it kind of feels like they rather figure it out on their own. So I would say there would be a little bit of, and I'm using this term lightly, an uphill battle. So this can definitely be a little bit of a not loose, but this could be a little bit of an uphill battle because of the circumstances. But it's not that this person doesn't like you. It's not that this person doesn't want to share their time with you or spend time with you, because they do. It's just life is lifing for them. But again, everybody's on different timelines. So if this person is able to clear up anything that they have been going through, it's going to be a very good time for you guys to come together. All right? All right. Give me some smooches. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see ya. Virgo. Okay. So this is going to be the new person or the person coming towards you. All right. So I kind of feel like they have some sort of quirk or something like that. Maybe they're clumsy. Maybe they snort when they laugh, or there's something like a little quirky about them. All right, let's see. Ooh, Capricorn. So I like them because this is a person who will work with you. If there is something that isn't going according to plan, they are like, okay, well then let's pivot. This person is very flexible. They could be another earth sign, a Capricorn, a Virgo like yourself, or a Taurus. But they are very flexible and they're fair. I also feel as though this person has a fair amount of stability with them. So they could be, they work hard, they have a nice savings or something like that. It does feel like they work a lot. But again, they have this flexibility or freedom about their time. So maybe they work for themselves. I feel as though that this person will naturally, I don't feel like there's a commitment right off the bat. I do feel like they want to see how things fit together. And they want to see how you work together beforehand. This could also be somebody you meet through work as well, or at a conference or something along those lines. This could also be a consultant or someone who, you know, comes to your home to fix something. They love to work. So I can tell you that. And it feels like they have more than one position or job. They could work for themselves, so they could have a side hustle, but they also have some sort of main organization or main job. They also have this mindset of wanting to have a partner who they can work with, or have a partner who they can earn money with. They're drawn to, if they're a masculine, they're drawn to strong feminines, or feminines that work hard, have a, I'm not going to say are masculine, but lives in their masculinity, which means, you know, providing for themselves, or a go-getter, an alpha female, things like that. If this is a feminine, then it's sort of the same thing, you know. But what I like about this is that, yes, this person is very flexible, but it feels like it takes time to build up an actual emotional connection with this individual. It could be because of time restraints or time restrictions due to the work that you both may do. So Virgo, you could also be a very hard worker, and maybe that's why this flexibility is there. Both of you may pivot and things like that, but it feels like an emotional connection is going to take time, because it seemed like both of you are focused on the money, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a bother in this reading, but if that is something that you are more inclined to, I would say it comes later on, that emotional connection or affection. But right off the bat, it seemed like you guys will be business partners. It seemed like co-workers, friends that are entrepreneurs or something like that. It also, again, I also see a lot of flexibility with the things that you try to do when you do link up. Now, what I also would say about this individual is that they have business ventures and business deals that they might not even tell you about. So if you do I wouldn't say collaborate. See, I'm using words like that because this is more of a, I don't know, it seems more, and I'm using this term loosely, transactional type of relationship. And it's not, I'm not using that in a term that's, you know, money, giving them money, you get, and vice versa, blah, blah, blah. But it feels like, let's say you do want to go out with this individual, you do set some sort of time or date, they could hit you with the, well, damn, because, you know, I'm meeting up with a business prospect, which they didn't tell you about and you didn't even know about, but they would say, but I can do this. I can meet at this time, you know. So it's certain things like that might pop up with this individual that you can't really foresee. because maybe either they don't foresee it because they have a lot of things coming down the pipeline. And the terms that I'm using, this person is very business oriented. I mean, you can be too. So maybe this is that type of a situation. Maybe that's the type of person you want to meet up with. But once there is a good establishment between the two, I feel like, to be honest, once you're able to work together and maybe even earn together, that's when the emotional bond comes through. Yeah. So, yeah, Virgo, yep. I don't know what to say about that. But again, the signs could be a Capricorn, another Virgo, a Gemini, Scorpio, possibly a Libra. All right, babes? All right, give me some smooches. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see ya. Libra. Oh, okay. So let's take a look at the new person or the person coming towards you. And the reason why I said, oh, right, when I said your name is because I feel like this person is a person who likes to give you your flowers, whether that's metaphorically or physically. This person will, cater to your emotional needs. So physically, they will get you, maybe that they're on the gift giving type of a situation. Maybe they feel like, that's would light you up. But when I'm trying to form the words, hold on. When it comes to love, it's almost like if they don't offer you something physical, they really play up your strong suits. Like, oh, babe, you work so hard, you do so well, or everyone likes you. Like, it feels like they have a really nice supporting conversation, or they have a lot of supporting words to give you or bestow upon you. I don't know why I want to use that, but yeah. So they'll give you your flowers metaphorically speaking or physically speaking. There's an admiration there as well. Oh, let's get the other cards out first. Oh, they've been through some stuff. Wow. So they've been through some heartache and pain and trials and tribulations. But they are balanced. They are becoming balanced. They want to okay. They want to be balanced for you, but I feel like it's been a long journey or a long road that this person has traveled down. They could be air with water in their chart or water with air in their chart. And when I say in their chart, I mean the rising or moon sign. So they can be an air sun sign with water in their moon or rising, or vice versa. I don't know. I mean, this is the type of person who doesn't look as, they don't look like what they've been through. Because they have been sent through the ringer. And this doesn't even feel just on a physical level. This feels as though they've been going through mental battles. It also feels like they could have gone through a spiritual battle. So, yeah, this person is, they've grown. They might have gone through an ascension as well. Okay, let's see. I definitely feel like this person is either a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun with water, moon, or rising, and or again, vice versa, because it's really given a lot of air and water. So this could also just kind of go or tie into their mental and emotional state at this point in time. Mentally, I feel like this person has been beat up and they don't want to be beat up again. They can't go through it. Emotionally speaking, they're finally getting over some sort of heartbreak or hurt. But when they come to you, they're going to come to you balanced. With your reading in particular, it feels as though I'm getting tongue-tied a lot. So there could be a lot of awkward conversations, possibly. Oh, the double. Okay, so the reason why this person has gone through the things that they have gone through is because they give people chance after chance. Because they want something long term, they want something stable, and when they're locked in, they're locked in. But they have been coming across people who haven't been as locked in as them. So again, mentally, this person is exhausted, and emotionally, they're finally getting over some sort of hurt. Okay, let's see. It's taken them a while. Honestly, I wouldn't even say that this was a situation where a bunch of past people did this. I feel like this is like one primary person who they kept giving chance after chance. So this is like an ex that they've been dealing with for some time. This could also have been a long-term relationship that they have been in. I'm also picking up that this is a person who like the person cheated on them, or the person did something, you know, that was deceptive to them. I don't really feel like this person was the deceptive one. But I feel like because of this, it did change them in some sort of way. And again, that could just be, you know, them ascending to a higher level. But when they come to you, again, they're going to be balanced. They're going to be whole. This person wants to start fresh. I do feel like for some reason, I don't feel like it's going to take a lot of time for them to open up towards you, or, you know, show you that affection. Because it feels like they have been, I can't explain this person, because they're getting me like, I can't flow with my conversation with this individual, which is kind of annoying or irritating, frustrating almost. So there could be instances where you get annoyed or frustrated with the conversations that you have. It may be feeling as though you're trying to pull something out of this person, or you're not able to free flow. And again, that's because of the mental state that they were in. And it's taken them a long time to get out of this funky situation that they have been in. But again, when they do come towards you, I feel like they're going to open up. They're going to see that you're different than the last person that they've encountered. And they're going to want to be fair. They're going to want to be just. They're going to want to be true with you. But I just, there's something about communication that's going to be a slight issue. I don't know. But I don't feel like this is a bad person, because most of the reading is pertaining to what they've been through, their past situation. But the current information is they're going through an ascension. They are moving past, finally, the emotional upset that they have been through. They're mentally exhausted, so conversations might not be highlighted. They may not be into, you know, those detailed things. So, you know, asking what's your favorite color, or, you know, what's your favorite book, that kind of stuff might be a little bit beyond them, or it's just because they're over it or something like that. I don't know how to explain it, and I'm sorry that I'm breaking up the conversation and things like that, and I'm not free flowing, but that's the type of energy that I'm getting from this person. And I hope that made sense, and I hope it clarified them. But overall, I do feel like air with water in the chart, or vice versa, gone through a lot of situation, or a big situation that has transformed them, finally getting over it emotionally, kind of kaput mentally. But when they do come towards you, they will be expressive in terms of emotions. Not so much of a big communicator, though. All right? All right. Give me some smooches, babe. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see ya. Scorpio. All right, so we are taking a look at the new person, or the person that is coming towards you. All right, let's take a look. And you know, I have to get some water because it is about that time. Okay. Yes, let's go. Person may be very expressive. So much so that you be like, whoa, I didn't know that was gonna come out your mouth. But it's a colorful way of expressing themselves. It doesn't give me rude or sarcastic. It just feels like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. Oops, okay. You guys can have silly or goofy conversations, maybe even somewhat bizarre. Ooh. It might knock your socks off. I get the feeling they're going to knock your socks off. Because you might not know, they could be pretty fickle, or they could be in and out, or something along those lines. You might not know exactly how you feel with this individual, or you might not know how they feel about you. And then it just kind of like dawns on you, or it just like they just tell you. And again, that could be that colorful conversation. Like they could just blurt it out. You're the apple of my eye. Or I love you. Like just something just out of the blue, and you're like, whoa. Yeah, this person is, I like them. I like them because when they do say something, it feels like it's something to listen to. Yes, they do have bizarre conversations, or maybe even slightly goofy things that they talk about. But when they say something substantial, it feels like it really, people listen. Because they do their research. This person is very smart because they've been through different circumstances that allows them to be able to speak on certain subjects or certain matters. They don't speak on stuff that they don't know about, or without doing research first. But I think they're gonna knock your socks off, because this could even be a person who you find to be very, very attractive, and you're like, whoa, I did not know that you would want to be interested in me, or vice versa. It could be like that dynamic between the two. They could have some sort of status as well. And it doesn't have to be anything major. This could be, let's say you're an employee and the COO comes to you and they want to date you, or the supervisor, the manager, and you're just like, whoa, the district manager, something like that. It feels like this person has some sort of substantial title, or just somebody you wouldn't think would like you. I don't know. Because it feels, and they'll fight for you. Like, they'll really be on some Scorpio's my baby. And then you're like, whoa, what? Okay, I didn't know that. So what I would say, an Aries could be significant. Yeah, this person is going to blow your socks off. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but they have this... they're just going to surprise you. I don't know. They do things like that. Yeah, they do things like that. But they are really, really for you. So even if you don't feel like this person likes you, they might just have a way about them where you feel like they could be very closed off or very distant, very, I don't want to say cold, but just distant. But then all of a sudden, when they show up, they show out for you. So, you know, this is like, you don't see them or you don't hear for them, but when they show up at your door, they have a whole romantic day plan for you, or they have this big elaborate gift. It's like this person makes you smile because they do things out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere, seemingly. They may have things that they're juggling, and not a relationship or anything like that. It just feels like maybe they spend their time doing other things, or maybe they are busy, and maybe that's why, because their attention is split, that's why you get this part of them that you just don't know. And then when you do get the part of them, it's like, damn, they are showing up for me. They are so different. They are so different. Ugh. So Aries, Virgo, Libra could be significant. Yep, the Emperor. I think it has something to do with their title or their status, or maybe how much they earn or something like that. That could be the significance here as to maybe why they're in and out. They could also travel for work. I'm not really getting travel for work, but it feels like it's something about work keeps them away from you. So I feel like there will be some certain times where you don't hear from this person for a while. But when you do, I'm telling you, they are for you. They're attentive. They may even stare at you, or like certain features. They could say things like, you know, I like your voice, or I like your nose. It's just, they have a weird way of expressing themselves. That's just it. Because I feel like they say things that just ordinary people don't string those words together. So I don't know. They seem very intelligent as well, because they have a different way of putting words together and things like that. But overall, I would say, if you do ever feel as though this person is not into you, That's not the case at all. It's just something that they're doing, or maybe the work that they have to tend to. But when they do show up, they're going to blow your socks off. They're going to surprise the hell out of you. I don't know what they're up to, but they are just that type. And I feel like they could be a person who gives, and it's almost like, whoa, I didn't even know you were paying that much attention to the details. Like, we haven't even seen each other yet. You know exactly what to do, or what I want, or how to do it. Something like that. All right. Anyway, babes, give me some smooches. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see ya. Saggy poo. Saggy poo. Okay. The reason why I did that is because I was getting like a message, a channeled message at the same time. I feel, okay, one, this is going to be either the new person or the person coming towards you. But it feels like this person, either they have a little bit of weight on them. They could be slightly soft. I mean, I guess soft in a way that it expresses how they feel in terms of their body. But it also feels as though they can be slightly soft in like their approach. So they could be very easy on you or something like that. Or if they be like, no, we're not going out, and you be like, well, I really want to. They were like, oh, okay. Like, they'll fold like that. So I feel like this person is a marshmallow, whether that's physically or that is because they're just a little sweetheart. I feel like they have a sweet spot for you, so don't take advantage of them, because I feel like they're inclined to say yes more often than not. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, look at that. So they take good care of themselves. They do like to spend money. This person could be quite popular as well. So a lot of people may know them, but they could be known a lot in the workforce or the work environment. Maybe they have a lot of business partners or a lot of co-workers that they know. And I feel like this is something that they have built on their own. So this could be, you know, them working up to a certain point, or this is them, oh, I've built these contacts based off of the work that I do. It feels like that. So I feel like this person has a lot of business contacts or a lot of co-workers, a lot of friends in that way. I wouldn't say that this person has a lot of friends. So I wouldn't say that at all, because they seem more on the, when I'm at work, yes, I have a lot of associates. I have a lot of coworkers who I converse with. You know, we entertain each other when we're at work. But when they're home, I feel as though they're kind of private. They kind of keep to themselves. And they do this because it feels like they know how other people talk of and around them. They know how other people, I don't know, the way it comes across is based off of how they are, what they hear of and around their environment. That's how they approach situations, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. They could be a Virgo, a Libra. Could also, let's just stay there for right now. All right, let's see. But popular in a work related or work sense, not in any other type of way. I feel like they're probably blah 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 blah. Probably a little bit introverted. Ooh. Okay, so it seems like the co-workers or colleagues, things like that, they are just that. They are just that. They wouldn't want to hang out with them outside of work. But again, they're very popular and people see them as very popular, but they don't, you won't naturally see this individual. I don't know, they have this vibe about them where they pop out when when it's necessary, but other than that, you don't see them. You won't see them. So this person has a natural affinity for being seen when they are seen, and when they're not, they're not. So they might have an introverted nature about them, or amnivert, you know. This is the type of person who performs when they have to. Okay, so let's see. They do a lot of research on you, or they do a lot of research before they make their assessment or take action towards someone. They're more so of finding out whether or not you mesh well. Because again, this person is very introverted, so they may have a safe space. It's like they don't really want their safe space to be altered or adjusted. They may have a routine that they stick to, certain things like that. So only a small few people are allowed in their world. Capricorn, another Sagittarius, Virgo, Aquarius. But yeah, they're very selective at who they let into their world, even though they may seem very popular, even though, you know, a lot of people are of and around them. But mostly those are associates or co-workers, colleagues, things like that. And again, they only pop out when they have to pop out. They don't naturally just, they're not naturally the center of attention, because I don't think they actually want to be. And just a small thing, they may have a tendency to tell white lies, not to you, but because of their introverted nature. So let's say somebody is like, hey, person, come out, you know, do this, do X, Y, and Z. They'll be home and they're cooking dinner. They're like, oh, I'm busy. And hypothetically speaking, yeah, they're busy cooking dinner, but they're not busy doing anything else. So that's the type of white lies that they tell. I think it's just to preserve their safe space, their happy place, or their cocoon. But yes, I think that is about it for either the new person or the person coming towards you. Give me some smooches. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see ya. Caps. All right, Caps. So this is going to be the new person or the person that is coming towards you. So let's take a look. Now, when I do naturally get these readings, I've been picking up things on them, but right now I'm picking up on you, and it feels like when you do meet this person, or if you are in a situation with this person, you could be questioning it. I don't know, going over your checks and balances and things like that. It feels like you could be trying to I'm not sure. So there could be some sort of hesitation. But let's just take a look. Oh, see, 9 of Wands. So, yeah, it feels like, I feel like you want to move slow because you want things to be a certain way. But this person could be very slow at showing you something stable, showing you something that you feel can be concrete. Yes, there is a lot of emotions or a lot of passion that can come between the two, but it also feels as though it's not moving as fast as you would like it to. You could be feeling like it's burning daylight. And what I mean by that is just like, it's at times you might be feeling like, I don't know if I'm wasting my time. A Leo can be significant. I really feel like there's a lot of passion between the two. There's something about the energy of it being passionate and having an emotional connection, but there's something about the time that it's taken to develop that could be an issue. And I do feel like the reason why is because this person could be trying to fully assess what or how they feel. I'm also feeling as though there could be not so much as a commitment per se here, because there could be others. Now, it doesn't feel like it's others in a way that feels like cheating. It just feels like maybe, and I don't want to say keeping options open because this is not that per se, but it's like, since I don't know, it's just giving me this Capricorn is my main squeeze, but in case things don't go according to plan, there could be other people in the background. So that could be something. So Leo, Virgo, Aquarius, Taurus, or Scorpio could be significant. Not so much Scorpio though. So let's see. I would be patient with this relationship, with this situation, because it kind of feels like it is taking a little bit longer to come together. And it also feels like it's just a very passionate one, where there should be a little bit more the meeting of the minds or something along those lines. Oh, I guess Scorpio did come out. Yeah, I feel like there is a big connection here, but there's some sort of wishy-washiness or iffiness. And it's not because it's you or it's them. I just feel like it needs more time to develop. It needs more time to grow. But there needs to be a little bit more communication between the two. Because yes, there's a lot of passion. And yes, you have been spending as much time as you can with this individual. But the mental aspect, I don't know if there is, I don't even know what you guys talk about. I don't know if you have a meeting of the minds or if you have things in common. It feels like those things need to be established before you continue down, because it feels like once you get to a point, yeah, we have passion, but what if we don't have anything in common? You get what I'm saying? So I feel like learning more about each other, the meeting of the minds or something along those lines would help strengthen this bond, because you have the right ingredients, but there does need to be a little bit more communication when it comes to connecting with one another, because it does feel like on some levels there is, this energy of we go together, but I do feel like there is a little bit of a bit missing from this equation, and that feels like, you know, connecting on a more of a mental level, maybe even on a spiritual level, if that's something you could do. But learn more about hobbies, interests, skills, and likes, dislikes, with this individual, so that things can gradually move forward. Because I feel like once you're able to establish something on the mental level, things could start to pick up. You'll see that, oh, I do go with this person, or I don't go with this person. But I mean, for the most part, I feel like you do go with this person a lot more passionately than anything. But, you know, try to get some sort of mental clarity when it comes to moving forward, or what their take is on long-term stability or moving forward. Now, I don't want you to say to rush this individual or put any pressure on them, but there seems to be a conversation that needs to be had between the two. All right? All right, babes. Give me some smooches. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see ya. Aquarius. I almost forgot. But I'm so happy. You know, I always get happy when I get to your sign. So I do feel like the individual that, oh, well, this is going to be the new person or the person coming towards you. They have a giggly type of a nature. It feels like they like to laugh, so they could like comedy movies, action / comedy, something like that. They could also be slightly into pranks. I'm not sure if it's like full-on pranks. Maybe they like to watch it as opposed to be in prank, but it feels like this person likes to laugh with any situation. I almost get the feeling that they laugh even when they're slightly uncomfortable. You know, that they'll have that nervous chuckle. Okay, so let's take a look. Ooh, look at that. Okay. Interesting. So this is they're very slow to open up, very slow to move forward. But when they do, they're locked in, okay? I really like the energy of this individual because they just have this protective nature over themselves. They're very defensive. And it's not in a way that they are combative against anybody or they shut people down. They're just very closed off until they feel as though they can open up. But once they do, it's really like this person is a completely different person. It's, if you were to look at them from the outside looking in, they have like rest in bee face. You know what I mean? Man or woman. They just look very stoic, very maybe just, you know what I mean? It just feels like you might not want to approach this person. They might not even seem approachable. But when you are able to establish some sort of bond or trust, it's like night and day. So I definitely feel like this is the type of person who, if this is something you like, you would be the only individual that they let in their circle, or you would be the only person that they see, because the rest of the world looks at them with that night vision that, you know, I can't see whether they like me or whether they are happy. They just look like they're there. But to you, you see the day version. You see the smile. You see them giggling. You see them happy. I think this person has two different sides of them, but it is all based off of who they trust, who they feel as though they want to connect to. And when they do, it is for the long term. Family could be very, very big, or taking care of the household is something that they are very good at doing, or maybe they had to do growing up. something along those lines. But I do feel like this person is a night and day person. So if you have just recently met them, you might seem like they're closed off. They're not, they might not even seem likable. You know what I mean? They might even seem dull. Like, that person doesn't do anything. They're a square. They're not fun. They're this, they're that. But realistically, they are the life of the party once you get to know them. So, let's see. Ooh. They're like this because they just are. They have a strong personality, and I feel like not everybody gets them. Not everybody likes brandy. You know what I mean? They're not everybody's cup of tea. So they keep to themselves. And you won't be able to, not a lot of people know about this person. Maybe like their close friends and relatives may know, but they're not really the type that will tell all of their business. No, not at all. And they might even seem slightly private because of maybe something that did go down in the past, that they're just like, I don't want to have anything else come out the way it did before. So that's why I keep myself on guard, or that's why I'm really on my P's and Q's. Because maybe something came out in the past where some sort of gossip or some sort of information came out that made them look a certain way. So they kind of, probably closed themselves off to it. But this person is a big deal. I want to say that they're a big deal because there's a lot of major arcanas here. So I feel like they have this really big, strong personality. And not in a way that, is out there or is very popular or anything like that. I don't feel like that at all. I feel like this person they can walk into a room and you can sense their presence. Now, ordinarily, I feel like this person cloaks their energy. Again, being reserved, being shut down, having rest and be face, people looking at them and not thinking much. But when you do get to know this, there's an aura around this person that you can feel. And I feel like it's something really good. I don't want to call out the signs because we have a lot of major arcanas here. So, let's see. Hold on. No, because we have fixed, mutable. Yeah. So I don't want to even go there. But again, when you do get this person to open up, or you do get this person to, relax of and around you, they're going to be, I wouldn't say fun to be around. And I'm not saying that like they're not fun. Yes, this person, you can have fun with them, but it feels like when you're around them, you just feel good. There's this feeling of feeling comfortable or feeling happy just in their presence. So once you get this person to open up, you'll fit right in, and sometimes conversation don't even have to be had with this situation. You could just sit there with them and you guys could watch a movie or just sit there with them and enjoy each other's company. I like the energy of and around this person. Again, they will come across as being very like stoic or maybe even on the surface bland, but once you get to know them, they're a source, they're a light. And they will be long term for you. All right? All right. Give me some smooches. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see ya. Pisces. Pisces. Okay, so this is going to be the new person or the person coming towards you. All right, let's see. What about them? I don't know. It's like something about seafood. I don't know if they're a seafood lover or if they're allergic to seafood. So there's something about seafood. If not seafood, it could be a Cancer or a Scorpio that you could be connecting to, or they may have that, look, that Ace of Cups right off the bat, that they could have in their chart. And when I say in their chart, I mean in the sun, moon, or rising. Okay. So, this person is going to like you more than they expected to. And they may be a little bit eager to want to see you, eager to be with you, but they don't want to express that. And it is going to slightly make them upset because they don't want to feel like this. They don't want to have to feel these emotions that are tied to a lot of expression or a lot of love even. Okay. They may want to spend a little bit more time with you than normal. So this is something like, I don't know. They won't tell you this though, but they're going to want to spend a lot more time with you than they let on. And again, this bothers them. They don't want to express this. Oh, my goodness. So they're going to show you the feelings that you show them. So however you express yourself, they're going to try to mirror or match your energy because they don't want to seem too eager. They don't want to seem like they love more than you or they have more feelings than you. I feel like this is a huge emotional connection. This could also be someone who you may feel familiar with. Now, they could have some sort of familiar spirit, or this could be, you know, someone of your past. And I'm not saying a past like an ex or anything like that. I'm saying, you know, maybe this is somebody you grew up with, or maybe this is somebody who just never expressed themselves to you, but they've always noticed you, something along those lines. They have a familiar spirit. I also feel like this person may question, why do I feel like this? It's something frustrating about how they feel towards you that they don't want to express. They don't. They really don't. I don't know why. But it's there. It's underneath the surface. But it's like pulling teeth to get this person to admit it or show it even. And again, they're gonna act nonchalant. They're going to try to play it cool. This is funny because they come across as being slightly difficult. And it's because maybe they don't know how to process these emotions and feelings. And they see you as the person who they see you as like the one. But again, that's how they are. There's no words that are coming out. There's this kind of awkward, uncomfortable nature of and around this individual. And I don't know how we would want to bring this out of them. I'm guessing the more you express yourself would be how they are going to express themselves. But again, it frustrates them that they are feeling this way. It frustrates them that they have to experience this. A Libra, a Scorpio, a Taurus can be significant. But they're very stable. I mean, they will still... It kind of feels like this person will be consistently inconsistent. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying it in a way that they want to be in your life, obviously, because they have so many feelings and emotions for you. But this is somebody who either they never tell you. This is like almost old school, where you knew the older ones, they loved you, but they never said it. It's that type, because it's like they're not going anywhere, but expressing themselves makes them slightly uncomfortable, because they may have never felt these types of feelings before. They can see maybe even having a family or something like that if you are in that age range, or if that's something that you would want. They can see that. But at the same time, they hate the fact that they see that. So this could be a person who had player tendencies and now they've been converted and they don't know what to do or how to unpack these emotions and feelings. But they are very stable. They will be consistent. It's just hard for them to express themselves. And again, they could, or this could be resolved by, you expressing yourself and having them mirror that energy. But again, it does irritate them to have all of these feelings and emotions. So I really don't know, babes. I don't know how you want to proceed with that. But yeah, give me some smooches. That has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see ya.